and more importantly, Andrean. Ensuing kick here for the Niners. I believe that is Jax Alvarez, your kicker, with Brady Elsh, the holder. Kick is up, and kick is good. Andrean strikes first, 7-0, 2:32 to go. You're watching the IHSAA Football State Tournament, presented by Armour Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. For 26 years, Armour Construction has been beautifying homes across Northwest Indiana. From expert roofing and durable siding to eye-catching custom copper work, Armour Construction does it all with the highest quality and integrity. Serving Lake, Porter, and LaPorte counties, trust the best exterior construction company in Northwest Indiana to protect your investment.
Have you heard? Stratton-Manteau was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Stratton-Manteau.
Welcome back as Armour Construction presents RSN game night coverage of the IHSAA Football State Tournament right here on the Region Sports Network. Mike DeWan, Jay Simmons, Clint Klaus, our great producer, as Andrean gearing up for a Quintel kickoff or a little bit of a squib. Trying to keep that one in bounds. Recovered there by Wheeler and steps right out of bounds. The Quintel kickoff. Since got to give them a shout out first before we get into the action. Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. Jay, that first drive for the Andrean 59ers. A little bit of passes here and there, but all throughout the run game, and Brady Stovall punched it in.
Yeah, Stovall does a great job. 11-yard run to punch it in, and that came at 2:32 in the first quarter. What a great opening drive by the 59ers. Take the ball 85 yards to score. A long, sustained drive, basically on the ground.
If the defense stood tall on a 4th and manageable, they got the ball after a penalty. But Andrean stood very tall on a 4th and 3 and drove right back down the field. Wheeler looking to respond. Snap goes to Schaefer, hands it off to Bizieri, the fantastic freshman running back who's been solid here today. Cuts back field, takes a lick of a hit. But a big-time run. This freshman, Jay, I'll tell you what, we're calling his name a lot, and he's stepping up big to the occasion.
Yeah, 24-yard run by Bizieri. Does a great job. Hits a hold. He's very elusive, and he does a great job of staying north and south. He just ran straight up the field, and boy, did he take a lick from number 7 from the Andrean.
Christian Gavin, a name we'll call a lot throughout potentially this whole state tournament, a name that's been called a lot all throughout the year. But Bizieri, another chunk play against an Andrean defense that is quite stout. Again, a pair in the backfield with Schaefer, Ty Schaefer, the starting quarterback this evening, and Levi Murray, who usually is the starting back, has not suited up for tonight. We know he got banged up in the Griffith game, Jay, and we'll talk about that. But Bizieri has been the guy, and he'll do it again. Makes a man miss, but does just get back to the line of scrimmage. Shook off a potential tackler, Landon Murray, which is not easy to do.
Yeah, great job right there, stuffing everybody at the line of scrimmage by the 59ers, now making it 2nd and 8. I think Wheeler's got to throw the ball a little bit more on first down, keep that defense a little bit more off balance. They've been sustained a lot of times in their first play on each of the set of first downs and running the ball. They got to mix it up a little bit, pass and run, to keep that defense of the 59ers off balance.
Yeah, they're very comfortable throwing with Logan Fox, who's
yes.
also not suiting up tonight, has over 1,000 yards on the year. But Ty Schaefer, the freshman, not many to his name, gives it to Bizieri once again, trying to make something happen. But that time, Murray's in there first and wrapped up by a gang of Andrean 59ers.
Yeah, it looks like it was number 33 for the Andrean 59ers.
I believe that was Vinny Zupan, who had a catch on the opening drive. It's been a fantastic sophomore linebacker for them.
Yeah, Zupan, 30 solo tackles, 21 assists, 51 total tackles, 10 tackles for losses. He puts his nose in there big time.
This is an Andrean defense that likes to play behind the line of scrimmage. 62 tackles for loss on the year, 14 sacks, 9 interceptions to their name as well. So while they like to play behind the line of scrimmage, they also like taking the football away. Again, averaging only 9.6 allowed per game. Wheeler gets to the line quick on this 3rd and 7. 15 seconds to go. Schaefer trying to make a play, rolling out left, get it out of harm's way, and just does so, leaving it with 9 seconds to go. But Andrean gets to the backfield and forces the freshman to make an uncomfortable play.
Yeah, Schaefer needs to get rid of that ball right away. He's got to get his drop. Whether the guys are open or not, he's not going to have that kind of time where he usually does. He's just got to get that ball, go to his initial read. If he's not open, just throw that ball away because he's just getting a lot of heat from the 59ers front.
That will force a Wheeler punt there from Vetical. Tyne Vetical, do it all. He'll be, starting defensive back, the leading receiver for this Bearcat squad, and better yet, this is your water break, punting the football here, Jay. This is your break.
That's right.
If you will, at a small school like this. 9 seconds to go here. Ball on the 49-yard line. Snap looks good. Hesitates for a bit. Kicks a line drive. Takes a wicked hop there. That will be a touchback in favor of the Niners. Jay, a brief first quarter here. Still about 1 or 2 potentially plays here to go, but what have you seen here so far from Andrean?
Andrean's doing a great job, getting a great push with that huge offensive line. Size advantage goes to the 59ers, along with we talked about it on Thursday night, our preview show, the schedule imbalance between what Wheeler plays and what Andrean plays. Andrean plays either 4 or 5A schools where Wheeler stays within their 3A and 2A conference.
6 seconds left, and Jay, we could say a lot about Wheeler as well. They're hanging in this.
Yes, they are.
They're
outgunned.
I would say so, but again, only 7-0 here. Put up a good first drive and hoping to get off the field here. Handoff here. That will be potentially the final play of the first quarter. Had the man back up a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage, but gets a good gain there. Andrean 7, Wheeler nothing after 1. We'll be back here. This is Game Night, built by Armour Construction. This is coverage of the IHSAA Football State Tournament on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Back here on the Region Sports Network, start of the second quarter. This is Game Night, built by Armour Construction for roofing, siding, gutters, and more. Call Armour Construction, 219-987-2023. Andrean takes over on a 2nd and 5. Gore is in the game. Dylan Gore, and throws a dart, but broken up there by Wheeler. Jay, we talked about, again, Andrean. We'll see 2 quarterbacks, and that time Dylan Gore, the sophomore, his first snaps of the ball game.
Yeah, Gorn does a nice throw, but I'll tell you what, defensively for the Wheeler Bearcats, number 11, David Diaz, does a great job. Right as the wide receiver's hands go up, he comes over and chops it right out of his hands. Great job, great coverage. If anything, I would say to Gore just a tiny bit behind the receiver, but again, great coverage by the Wheeler Bearcats.
Yeah, tough to go in there. I'd imagine that was something discussed with Gore that, hey, we're going to take a shot play here to start the second quarter, and still probably trying to get warm with his first snaps of the ball game. And now a 3rd and 5. Gore still in the game, throwing right, has a receiver, and a good pitch and catch there. They'll move the sticks. That'll be Tyler Vo. Pair of sophomores connecting on that one.
Yeah, how about it right there? He does a great job getting his hands up, extends his hands, and was able to get his feet down just as he was getting hit, and gets the first down. Nice throw and catch by those couple sophomores right there.
A very promising future for an Andrean squad that is still very good in the here and now, but a Four Seasons first down there. Presented by Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville. Gore still in the game this time, going to hand it off there to Stovall, but Wheeler scrapes to the football and gets to the backfield there, bringing him down Good to be number 16 there for the Bearcats. That'll be C.J. Schaefer.
Yeah, Schaefer right there does a great job getting into the backfield and forcing that runner to cut it back, and he cut it back right into a host of his buddies, and they tackle for a loss right there. It looks like about loss of 4. Probably the best play defensively for the Wheeler Bearcats.
Schaefer's their leader, 100 total tackles on the year, 13 of them coming for a loss, Jay, 3 of those via the sack. Now 2nd and 12 with 11:05 here to go in the second frame. Gore back to hand this off to Stovall. Lowers his shoulder, but the low man wins, Jay. Did a great job there. Stovall's been falling forward a lot of times. That time, not so fast by the Wheeler defense.
Yeah, well, a great job, though, by that offensive line. Stovall didn't get hit until he got tackled for a 5-6 yard gain because it was third down. It was second down and about 12. They pick up about 5 or 6 on the play. But a great job of that left-sided offensive line getting a great push downfield. It's a big conversion down here for the 59ers.
Big tackle there again. C.J. Schaefer is who we believe was the man in the tackle. But like you said, a big third down here for the Niners. Rolling out right is Gore, trying to find a man. 2 guys open. Guess who? Tyler Vo moving the sticks. Sophomore to sophomore once again.
A great job by Vo. He goes a couple yards past the first down, breaks his out cut, and then works his way back to the quarterback, makes the catch, and has 1 yard extra for the first down. Great job, but like you said, Mike, pitch and catch right there all day. They could do that. And those are sophomores. That's amazing.
And this is an Andrean offense. It doesn't put points up like that, Jay, but more importantly, coming into this game, I mean, this is a team that was off last week, so there's kind of the rest versus rust here. But so far, Andrean doing a great job on all facets. Moving the chains, and now handoff to Stovall, and bottled up in the backfield. Once again, I believe that was number 16 for the Bearcats, C.J. Schaefer.
C.J. Schaefer and Cash Michichi on the tackle right there. Great job. Hey, you got to like that last name, Michichi. I hope he makes about 10 tackles tonight because I love pulling that name out.
I like the first name. What about Cash?
Hey.
Come on now. That's a heck of a name there. But Michichi, yeah, sophomore, 62 total
Yeah,
tackles.
they threw everything at the offensive line and the kitchen sink, too. They blitzed everybody.
2nd and 13 now, 9:15 to go here in the second quarter. Gore still in the game, going to throw it deep, but miscommunication there. I believe he was trying to look for number 17 for Andrean. That was Mark Grubbs, the junior.
Yeah, and as you see the play was going on, you saw Coach Skinner coming down the line and just threw his hands up in the air. He's yapping at that wide receiver for running the wrong route. Quarterback's going to throw that one on time, and the receiver's got to be able to make that adjustment and get down the field.
No doubt about it. Again, it's maybe one of those things where you kind of want to keep up that rhythm, Jay. And, yeah, Andrean, in this case, they had a chance at a bye. I mean, they had the bye last week.
That's right.
So they had the week off. So it's kind of one of those things that it's nice to get healthy, but you kind of want to keep that rhythm going with the NCC champs. Now 3rd and 10 plus. Going to throw it to Grubbs. This time complete, but a great tackle in space by Tyne Bedical.
Tyne Bedical comes out, makes the initial stop, and so has a couple buddies come up and make sure they make the tackle.
No doubt about it, Jay. He got in there right away, made a nice play. It's one of those those traits that really go unnoticed with defensive backs. Tackling in space, did it right there.
Yes, he did, and he just needed a little bit of assistance. One of his buddies came up and cleaned up the tackle. And again, Andrean has to punt. Unfamiliar territory for tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this is an Andrean team, Jay, that does not put up a lot of points. They're not going to blow you out, but they are just going to play sound football. That one takes an unfortunate hop. Brady Ellis, the punter, and Wheeler will take over around the 20-yard line. 8:13 to go. Now the Bearcats get off the field, Jay. A very promising second defensive drive there from the Bearcats.
Yeah, Bearcats, they blitzed right into 2 or 3 different times into the play and were able to make Andrean have to go 3rd down and long conversions, and Andrean just couldn't come up with it. And now the Wheeler Bearcats are in great position here, tie this game up.
You're right, Jay. I mean, this is a team that we've seen some flashes, definitely in the run game as well. Andrew Bizieri stepping up and doing a great job as the bell cow in this one. This time going to give it to him again. Hits the hole hard, gets a good gain of about 5 yards. And a lot of positive plays from this rushing attack from Wheeler.
Yeah, Lane Brody comes up and makes the big hit right there. Number 6. Oh, I'm sorry, Brody Lane. Got it backwards. He had to hit it backwards on the sheet here. But, hey, great job. Comes up and makes a nice stick. But Wheeler picks up 5 yards on the play, so second down and manageable.
Yeah, great job there. And like you said, they're getting positive first down gains. But that time, not much going there. Andrean gets to the backfield there. I believe that was number
5 right there. Javier McCoy right there in for the tackle from his defensive end position. Just stepped up and stuffed that play at the line of scrimmage. Now going to be a big third down conversion play for the Wheeler Bearcats. The quarterback here, Schaefer, he's got to make sure he gets rid of that ball on time because I'm sure Andrean is going to blitz hard up the middle.
Yeah, coming into this game, Schaefer, 4 games played, 6 of 12, 110 passing yards to his name. Only 1 touchdown, and I can imagine with the way Logan Fox has been playing in a lot of these games, I'd imagine most of that is mop-up duty.
Yes.
Now here you go.
He's
going
starting
against this Andrean team.
Starting against the number 2 team in the state at 2A.
But the freshman's going to roll out right on 3rd and 5. Throws a strike to the senior. Moving the sticks. Tyne Vetical does a great job right there timing it out. He plants, and it works way back to the ball, making sure he gets that ball inbounds. I'll tell you what, he took a big pop right there at the end, but it was still able to hang on to the ball. Vetical, again, 40 receptions on the year, 753 yards, leading the team in both categories. And we'll make it 3 for 3, 11 receiving touchdowns to his name. A fun player to watch.
Yeah, and Coach Testa put the game on his back. He says he's got to have one great game for us to have a chance tonight.
The Four Seasons first down from the Wheeler Bearcats. Now going to give it off to the freshman back, Andrew Bizieri. Bounces to the left side and brought down ferociously by number 5, Javier McCoy.
Yeah, Javier comes up and just slams the running back down. Ouch. These guys, the way I see it right now, by the end of the game, the Wheeler Bearcats are definitely going to need an ice bath tomorrow.
They could. Again, this Andrean team, they fly to the football. They really hang their hat this year, especially on the defensive side of the football. Do. And they do not pull any punches, and they do not let up on any tackles. But now a 2nd and 10 for this Wheeler offense. Schaefer back to pass, gets it out quick, and that could have been a bang play. Looks like Vetical might have heard footsteps there, and rightfully so.
Yeah,
try to fit a tight window there.
Yeah, Vetical, the quarterback Schaefer really is focused in on him, and he had number 18 for the Wheeler Bearcats out in the flat. He was sort of like wide open. Connor Welsh right there was wide open in the flat. He's got to come off of his number 1 receiver and be able to get to the second one. Welsh could have caught that ball and ran for at least a first down.
Yeah, Welch, a big frame, 6'5", 200 pounds, has 12 catches on the year for 261 yards. Now on a 3rd and 10, the Wheeler Bearcats will run it. Flag comes in on the play. A good gain by Bizieri, but early indication might be bringing this football back, and it will.
Yep, as the official initial indicates, going to be holding on Wheeler. Going to be, I would have to say that if I'm Andrean, I'd take him back. Yeah. Make it 3rd and 20.
Gain of about, you could call it
6-7 yards. They were, the mark was inside Andrean territory, so I would have to say take him back and blitz the young quarterback. Make him work under pressure here on 3rd and long.
You called it, Jay. That's why they pay you the big bucks, Jay. You're making the right calls here. And, I completely agree with you. Get to this freshman quarterback with this lethal Andrean defensive front. Now 5:20 to go with the running clock. 3rd and 20.
Yeah, it looks like they're in man coverage. Let's see what they bring.
Back is Schaefer to pass. Going to throw it to the single side of Vetical. Oh, my goodness.
What? That would have been a fantastic catch. He had his hand stretched completely out, looked like it was on the tip of his fingers, and wasn't able to come up with it as he hit the ground.
They isolated Vetical to the bottom of your TV screens and really kind of put it right where he could have had it. And Vetical sure-handed. That's one of those tough catches, Jay, where, only...
That's a 50-50 ball right there.
Right. Only you could reach out there and grab it and just could not survive the ground, I believe, there. Going to be one. They both went back. But definitely some rapport between the freshman quarterback and the senior wide receiver.
Yeah, senior wide receiver is putting his team on his back. Now he's punting.
You got it. Vetical hesitates for a second. This time he's going to take off, try to pick those yards back up, and not going anywhere. I don't know if he saw something.
To me, it looked like it was almost a horse collar right there, but Vetical sort of just hung out there and just said, I think I'll run it. But if it would have been third or fourth down and about 7-8 yards, yeah, he gets it. But not fourth down and 20. Coach Testa, I'm sure, is having a discussion with him right now, and he's asking the officials. He's signaling, hey, what about the horse collar right there? And the officials are saying no dice.
It's one of those plays on the punt, Jay, where you kind of have that decision. Again, maybe if it's fourth and manageable, where we've seen Vetical kind of take a hesitation on those punts. Yeah, he's an athlete back there, but when you got fourth and a country mile, good luck. Andrean now takes over in plus territory. Brady Ellis back in the game. A throwback screen, but Wheeler gets a call on it. Connor Welch, a couple weeks ago when I was here for the Griffith game, Connor Welch had a wide open pick six, and he mistimed his jump and was coming down as the ball was coming to him and wasn't able to catch it. That would have put the Wheeler Bearcats up 14-0 against the Griffith Panthers, but Griffith went down and punched it in. From that point on, it was all Griffith. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, a game on the Region Sports Network, the Wheeler Bearcats hosted Griffith, but we're in the here and now. Brady Stovall with the handoff there. Yeah, Wheeler, though, had a chance really to go back-to-back in their side of the GSSC. But, yeah, the Griffith team, a team we'll be looking at tonight, too, when they take on the Knox Redskins. A very good game on the Region Sports Network. And that team they showed promise in a game that you did in the first quarter. And what a fun team. Yeah,
it is. Griffith is, really the last couple of years, Coach Phil Mason has really taken that program places.
Yeah, we'll have some hometown scoreboard updates. We got a lot of stuff going on the Region Sports Network, both on the Champions Network and, of course, our main feeds. Coming to you live here from Wheeler High School. Mike DeWan, Jay Simmons, Clint Klaus, our producer. Now a 3rd and 10 with 4:11 to go. And Andrean will take a timeout. We'll take a timeout here as well. You're watching Game Night, built by Armour Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. For 26 years, Armour Construction has been beautifying homes across Northwest Indiana. From expert roofing and durable siding to eye-catching custom copper work, Armour Construction does it all with the highest quality and integrity. Serving Lake, Porter, and LaPorte counties, trust the best exterior construction company in Northwest Indiana to protect your investment. Back here at Game Night in the region, built by Armour Construction. Give a big shout out to Armour Construction, who's doing some great business with us. Exterior remodeling experts. Give them a call today at 219-987-2023, and you could always check them out on the web at armourconstruction.net. Down in distance here, Jay. 3rd and 10, 4:11 to go here in the second quarter. Andrean up a score. Trying to pick this one up. Brady Ellis rolling out right, trying to find a man. Has a man open, puts it on the money. Tyler Vo. Touchdown, Niners.
What a nice throw right there. Great job throwing on the run by Ellis. Just flips it out there and gets it to Tyler Vo. Great catch. Nice pass pattern to get beyond the defense. He had the defensive backs beat by a good 5 yards.
And Jay, I'll tell you what, when Brady Ellis, he has the opportunity to run the football. He's much more of a runner than Dylan Gore, the sophomore quarterback, is. But, Ellis kind of offers that sort of threat. The defense has to kind of keep their eyes on him, and then you throw it to the sure-handed receiver with Tyler Vo. Ensuing kick for Andrean is up and good. 4:02 to go here in the second quarter. It is Andrean 14, Wheeler nothing. You're watching Game Night in the region, built by Armour Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and that means temperatures will soon begin to drop. And a region winter is not the time to be left out in the cold. The professionals at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling can tune up that old furnace or install a new unit that can last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable this winter, and with 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, 219-923-4441. Or for more info, the website is forajobdoneright.com.
Back here on the Region Sports Network, this is game night built by Armour Construction. 2A sectional semifinals. Andrean up 14-0 now, an ensuing kickoff. Going to be kind of another pooch kick this time, more in the air. That ball might trickle out of bounds, takes a wicked hop, and will get out of bounds there. That is a Quintel kickoff there. Jay, Quintel Incorporated, specializing in the reconditioning, repair, and remanufacturing of heat exchangers. Jay, the Andrean passing attack now comes alive. Their first scoring drive was highlighted by Brady Stovall punching it in. That time, Brady Ellis rolls out right, finds Tyler Vo. Touchdown Niners.
Yeah, what a nice throw. Great call by the coaches. Does a little play action up the middle, and Ellis just flips that ball out there. And again, a great throw. Didn't have to be perfect. Didn't have to thread the needle or anything like that. And it looks like Wheeler's going to force them to kick off again. The legal procedure on the offense, so they're going to force them to kick it off. Now, they could have taken it out at the point where the ball went out of bounds, take the 15-yard penalty, and get the ball up to 35, or they get the ball to force them to kick off again. Now you got 11 guys that are 10 guys that are kind of tired out there, and they got to run again. Well, let's see if the gamble pays off for the Wheeler Bearcats. Are they going to get a better spot?
Yeah, Jax Alvarez is the kicker for the Andrean 59ers. So we'll shout him out again. Quintel kickoff coming here for Andrean, up 14-0. 4:02 here to go in the first half of action. This time just a dribbler. Who's going to get it? It's going to be, I believe that's Andrew Bizieri, a name we've called all half. And I'll tell you what, this kid can move. Gets to the 40, to the 35, 30, 20. One man to beat. Touchdown, Bearcats.
What a great job. Fielded that ball at the 25-yard line, cuts it into the middle of that kickoff return, then bounced it to the outside all the way across the field, and just outruns the kicker there for the touchdown. Wheeler on the board. 75-yard kickoff return.
Sorry, Jay. He's not physically imposing, Andrew Bizieri is. But I'll tell you what, I mean, he at 5'8", 165, he has a nifty cut. He has put his foot in the dirt, makes a man miss, and I'll tell you what.
He gets the ball right there, right at the 20, about the 30-yard line, cuts it all the way to the middle, then cuts it all the way across the field, and just outruns the last man there at the 20-yard line and gets in for the score. This Wheeler crowd is on their feet. Wake them up, baby. It's going to be a ball game here.
No doubt about it, but as we were talking about the replay, the ensuing extra point was blocked, so the score now reads 14-6. I believe the early indication on that one was number 52 of Andrean. Jaden Lofe got in there and had the block, but we'll keep it right here. Andrew Bizieri, I mean, geez, before he could really get settled back in, just a dribbler of the kick, and I'll tell you what, that accepting that penalty and taking the re-kick there,
Jay. How about it right there? Coach Testa, call him the riverboat gambler right there, pays off.
Andrew, again, those are one of the toughest plays to make, I would say, in the sport. Fielding a kickoff like that where it is just dribbling on the ground. Just dribbling and trying to predict what hop it may take. And on dirt, it may be a little bit easier, but Jay, on turf, that is a real tough play to make. And again, the freshman playing well beyond his years against one of the toughest defenses in the class, in the state.
Yeah,
and gets Wheeler on the board.
Yeah, and you know, and we talked about how big of an underdog Wheeler was at the start of this game, with several starters out, a couple backups out, only dressed in 29 tonight. And these guys, you know, they are just hanging in there. They are not, you know what, you give an underdog a little bit of breathing room, and all of a sudden now you're in for a game.
Vetical now kicks one low to Andrean. That'll be brought up, I believe that is number 22, if my eyes do not deceive me, for Andrean, as that is Mitchell Myers, who plays a little bit of DB for the starting DB for the Andrean 59ers. A Quintel kickoff there. And now this Andrean offense gets back onto the field. We've seen 2 pretty solid drives from this squad. Last time, both drives, we should say, was led by the senior quarterback Brady Elsh last time with connecting with Tyler Vo for that touchdown.
And, some of their extended drives, Wheeler has been blitzing, throwing the kitchen sink at them, and it's been paying off for Wheeler. They have stopped all their long drives ever since that first drive. They have been rushing about 6 guys every play, and they just happen to be blitzing into the play. 1st and 10 there. Gore takes the snap and handing off to Stovall. Makes a man miss, keeps it inside, makes another one miss, and stretches forward. Gets to about the 39-yard line is Brady Stovall, the junior running back, keeping the chains moving. Yeah, Stovall does a nice job initially getting the ball, staying right at the edge of the line of scrimmage, and then bounces it to the outside, and just with his upper body strength pushes a few guys away and picks up about 25 yards on the first play of this drive. More importantly, another Four Seasons Mechanical first down brought to you by our friends at Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville. Dylan Gore now in at quarterback, the sophomore, 6 feet, 175 pounds, 500-plus passing yards to his name, 6 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. Much more, again, kind of that pocket guy, Jay. We may see him here, potential shot play here for the Niners. Going to throw it here to Mark Grubbs. That one's dropped. Well, it wasn't going to be much of a gain right there, just a quick little hitch. Nice job of the receiver working his way back to the quarterback. He had the defensive back draped all over him. Good job defensively, not picking up a penalty there. Now that brings up a 2nd and 10, 3:04 to go. For those wondering at home, the Bearcats had the ball first. They took the football, so that'll be interesting to see. Again, Andrean could potentially double dip here and shift things on its head with just over 3 minutes to go. But a 2nd and 10. Inside handoff to Stovall. Bounces off a tackle and falls forward for a gain of about 4. Yeah, it looked like number 22 for the Wheeler Bearcats comes up and makes the tackle. That's Cash Machichi with the nice tackle right there, holding them to just a small gain of about 3 or 4. Going to be 3rd down and long for the 59ers. Let's see what kind of play. I'm going to say they're going to go back to that rollout to the wide side of the field. Ellis did such a nice job with that earlier. And he can do it with his feet. So we'll see if he does it either with his feet or his arm. I guess we can only wait and find out, Jay. 2:25 to go. This will be Dylan Gore back to pass. Going to roll out right. Hits the sophomore receiver, Tyler Vo, moving the sticks. When you have a 3rd down target like that, Jay, who knows where to go, and a trusted guy like that, I think we already got 3 or 4 first down conversions. Yes, they have. Gore to Vo is going to be said a lot over the next few years for the 59ers. Again, a great crisp route by Vo. Punches it. Gets about 5 or 6 yards past the first down, punches it, and cuts his outside break and is wide open, makes a catch. More importantly, at Four Seasons first down now. Andrean with the ball on the 22-yard line. Just over 2 minutes to go. Inside handoff there. That'll be Stovall again. And, takes a bone-crunching hit. The ball is on the ground. Who has it? It looks like it might be the Wheeler Bearcats. Who comes out of the pile? Well, it looks like Andrean does it, number 44 for the 59ers. In on the hit there, I believe that was Cash Machichi with a big-time hit there to force the ball out. Glad to see Stovall's okay. That was kind of one of those bang-bang plays where kind of ran into, I got bent back. Or is that Rocco Allegretti with the carry on that one? Well, no, he was the one that came up with the ball. He was at the bottom of the pile. And a big-time play there because, again, Andrean's really trying to win back some momentum heading to the second half. Well, it looked like the left guard, Mr. Wisconsin, jumped off sides there. I believe you are right, Jay. That'll back them up now. 2nd and 12. Yeah, Ben Novak. Like I said, he's part of the don't call him late for the dinner bell. Yeah, Wisconsin commit, like you said. He's been a staple of this program, and obviously what better way to potentially end your senior season than to meet those expectations that are set all across the board with the Andrean faithful. Now
Now under a minute 30 to go. That brings up a 2nd and 13 now for this Andrean offense. Gore back to pass, looks left, going to throw it left, has Vo again, but broken up there. Cash Machichi got money here tonight.
Yeah, and it looked like to me like Gore threw off his back foot, sort of floated it a little short. Instead of stepping into the throw, he didn't have that much of pressure on him, but he decided that he just couldn't get his feet into that throw.
He's been all over the field, more so been all over kind of these last few plays to really kind of prolong this drive and set up Andrean once again on 3rd and 13. And Jay, I guess I just got one question. Where is Tyler Vo when you need him in a 3rd and 13?
He's going to be running an out route right here, and Gore's going to hit him right there. I say if I'm Wheeler, I've got to blitz the house, and it looks like Andrean called a timeout.
They did. They burned their 2nd timeout. We'll take a 30-second break if we could. We'll try and fit one in here. You're watching Game Night, built by Armour Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Have you heard? Stratford-Manteau was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Stratford-Manteau.
We're tripping up here at the press box. We're having a lot of fun here. Mike DeWan, Jay Simmons, Clint Klaus.
I'm dancing around here. I got to move from one end of the press box to the other to get a view of the field action at the far left end on your TV screen. I've got a bad angle. I'm right behind you, Mike, so don't move and don't trip. I won't trip on you.
No promises. 3rd and 13 now for Andrean. Inside handoff there outside of the timeout.
Fumble.
Ball comes out, and that time it's going to go to the Bearcats. And guess who? Machichi.
What a game he is having, both sides of the ball. But defensively, he is outstanding.
I believe on the carry for that one, out of the timeout for Andrean. I believe that was Javier McCoy, who was kind of the lead back for them last year. I think he dealt with some injuries, really kind of stepped up in their postseason run.
It looked like he got a helmet right to the ball, and it pops out. Wheeler defense stands strong here.
1:14 to go now. 1st and 10. 14-6 reads the score. Again, Wheeler had a big-time touchdown on the kickoff return from Andrew Bizieri. Now little time to work as a flag now comes into play that may back this drive up.
And if I'm Wheeler, does it really pay off to try and get the ball down the field? You got 3 timeouts in a minute and 11.
It's a good question, Jay. Andrean does get the ball.
And they're waving it off.
And I think that's, I'd imagine right here, seeing that first down call, Andrean 1 timeout to their name. I'd imagine. I'm pretty content.
They should put 3 seconds back on the clock. But officials didn't say anything, so.
That gives us 1:11 to go. 1st and 10 now for the Bearcats. Fresh off with a turnover and fumble recovery from Cash Machichi. Now handoff inside to Andrew Bizieri, who has a lone touchdown for the Bearcats. Falls forward once again and still churning out those tough yards. And like we said, Jay, I think Nick Testa, and truth be told, I'd say I'd be very content with going with a 6-14 score.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they have a big sense of urgency right here. If you don't get the first down, do you have Andrean possibly could call a timeout with some time left to get their offense back on the field.
41 seconds left. Handoff to the freshman once again. That time Andrean does a great job of getting to the football. I don't think Wheeler has to snap the ball.
Let's see what.
I don't know if they will, Jay.
No, it all depends on what Andrean wants to do right here. I know they only have 1 timeout, and it looks like they're willing to go to the locker room, and Coach Testa's got to be extremely happy with the underman Wheeler Bearcats coming in and putting on a show here for us today.
Some big plays here, but nonetheless, although there's some great plays from the Wheeler Bearcats, the Andrean 59ers still lead 14-6. We'll have the Commissioner's Corner first, and then Jay Simmons and I will break down the first half and some scores around the region before we get back to it. You are watching Game Night, built by Armour Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
When it comes to your money, you deserve more than just numbers on a page. You deserve someone who sees the full picture. Meet Mark Machnick, one of Northwest Indiana's most trusted accounting professionals. Whether you're running a business, planning for retirement, or just trying to make sense of tax season, Mark Machnick, located in Highland, makes it simple, personal, and believe it or not, painless. Contact Mark and his team today at 219-595-5290. Mark Machnick, CPA.
Life isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet moments that matter the most. Of effort, of a dream taking root. And behind those moments, there's trust. Thank you for trusting Centier Bank with those moments and making us a part of your story. Thank you for the opportunity to earn your trust.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome into the Commissioner's Corner, our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. I'm Brendan King. Commissioner, we were just talking off air about how much is going on across IHSAA athletics action, especially in the next week or so. We're going to have the boys and girls soccer state finals coming up this weekend from Carroll Stadium at IU Indy, girls volleyball semi-state, boys football, sectional semifinals, and then add one more layer into the coin. Girls basketball is about to get rolling next week. One of the busiest times of year, no?
Oh my goodness, yeah, it's busy, but in really in a good way. Yeah, this is the culmination of summer of hard work, which leads into the fall, and things have gone well. But here we are. We've started celebrating state championships a couple weeks ago with golf and tennis and unified flag football, and we're going to hand out some more hardware coming up the next couple weeks. It comes fast.
Absolutely, boys and girls soccer state finals Halloween night. It'll be boys Class A and 2A, and then Saturday, November 1st, everybody else takes stage. From Carroll Stadium, Commissioner, what do you love most about the state finals being there at IU Indy?
First of all, if you go back to that origin of that stadium, and it was built for the Pan American Games years ago, it's just hosted so many iconic events from track and field to certainly IU Indy's events, and we've been there for our state championships for the last several years. And again, it's right downtown in our beautiful city, and it gives an opportunity for fans to come to town to enjoy the city, but really watch soccer in what I would call an incredible high school facility, like all the places that we play. They're just incredible facilities that showcase our sports well.
It's the Commissioner's Corner. I'm Brendan King with Paul Neidig. Sectional semifinal Friday for IHSAA football being on Halloween night. You know, I'm from Illinois, but even in the Illinois playoff setting, it was always special whenever you could get playoff or tournament football on Halloween, because in these communities, no matter where, the kids are going to go trick-or-treating, and then a high likelihood that all those minivans and cars going around from trick-or-treating are going to wind up at a local high school football game. How special is that?
Oh, it is. It's really cool. And, I know some schools are actually gonna have trunk or treat, like some schools do, as they come to their games on Friday night, and make sure that the Halloween experience is still there for the youth of those communities. And so it's really kind of exciting. It doesn't happen very often, but it'll certainly be an evening to remember, as they say.
Looking forward to it. Paul Neidig, our guest, the commissioner of the IHSAA, on the Commissioner's Corner. Paul, what can you say about the upcoming basketball season? Because, again, girls' games start literally next week.
Yeah, they've been, again, I think it's going to be an exciting year. And it's always, every team is undefeated, and they've worked hard throughout the summer. They've played a lot of games. They've continued with their opportunity to grow in their game throughout this fall. And now they're going to see where they're at. And, that hope of getting to Gainbridge Fieldhouse, home of the Pacers and the Fever, is certainly something that's at the top of every conversation that these teams have as they kick these seasons off. And they've set those goals, and they're going to see if those goals can become their reality come the first of the year.
Paul, we talked a little bit about this last week in that girls volleyball state finals. It's going to be at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, but first semi-state coming up this weekend. Gainbridge Fieldhouse set to host the girls volleyball state finals on November 8th. Can you talk about that process and getting that over to Gainbridge, joining multiple other sports as you have talked about?
First of all, it's such an iconic facility. It's the greatest field house in the country, and certainly it's built for basketball. But as we saw with the IU Purdue women's match there a couple weeks ago, it certainly transitioned to a volleyball facility really well. And through conversations, we decided that it was the right thing to do to move it there, even though we left Worthing Arena, which was an incredible host for many years. We're going to see what it looks like downtown Indianapolis, and they're excited to host it. We're excited to be there, and we hope that everybody comes out and watches a high-level volleyball with some players that are nationally ranked to celebrate state championships.
Paul Neidig, he's the commissioner of the IHSAA. This is the Commissioner's Corner. I'm Brendan King. Paul, thanks for the time. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Brendan.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
If you are injured in a worksite accident or hurt by a defective product, go with the guy that has a proven track record litigating these cases. Otto Schragle, a principal partner at the Allen Law Group, will make sure those responsible for hurting you are held to account for their negligence. With multiple offices in Indiana and Illinois, you could reach them at 219-465-6292 or reach them out on the web at www.kenallenlaw.com.
There we go.
Back here at Wheeler High School for game night, built by Armour Construction on the Region Sports Network. Mike Dewan, joined alongside me is Jay Simmons, my Thursday night partner, now my Friday night partner, Clint Klaus, as well, our producer, doing a great job as always. But Jay, before we get into what is happening right in front of us, we got to get into what's happening all around the region. We got the Strachan Van Til Hometown Scoreboard running on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Your favorite Indiana-made grocery store. Jay, hit me.
All right, here we go. Class 1A, Sectional 41. LaVille Lancers 24, North Judson Blue Jays 8 in the second quarter. That's a little bit of a shocker right there to start with. West Central 40, Bowman Academy 14, and here at Andrean or at Wheeler, Andrean 14, Wheeler Bearcats 6. A little bit of a
scare, if you
will. Yes, I like it on Halloween. Perfect. Here we go. Let's go. Rensselaer Central 17, Bremen 12. Now moving up to the 3A, we've got in sectional 25, Mishawaka 28, Calumet 8. A bit of a surprise here. Knox 30, Griffith 0 in the second quarter. Going up to Class 4A, sectional 17. No surprise here. Lowell 21, East Chicago 0, Hobart 29, KV 0. Moving up to, and that was 4A. Now moving up to the big boys at 5A. Munster, Hammond Central knotted up at 0 in the second quarter. Maryville 14, Morton Governors 0, a little bit closer than anticipated. Michigan City 14, Valparaiso 0. Again, another score a little bit closer than anticipated. LaPorte and Chesterton knotted up at 0s in the second quarter. Now moving up to 6A, sectional 1. Crown Point doing what they always do, taking care of business. I like that song, by the way. Lake Central 0. And then Penn, again, same thing, taking care of business. 55-0 over Portage in the second quarter.
You could follow all of tonight's Region football scores live on the Hometown Scoreboard, streaming on youtube.com/Region Sports, facebook.com/Region Sports, and regionsports.com, courtesy of your neighborhood Strack and Van Til. Jay Simmons and I will be back to break down the first half on Game Night, built by Armour Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. For 26 years, Armour Construction has been beautifying homes across Northwest Indiana. From expert roofing and durable siding to eye-catching custom copper work, Armour Construction does it all with the highest quality and integrity. Serving Lake, Porter, and LaPorte counties, trust the best exterior construction company in Northwest Indiana to protect your investment.
Have you heard? Stratton Van Til was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Stratton Van Til.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT.
Located in the heart of downtown Indianapolis, the newly renovated Hampton Inn is within walking distance to over 30 restaurants and attractions, including Lucas Oilfield and Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Hampton Inn has much to offer, including a hot breakfast, high-speed internet access in every room, as well as a fitness center. Why wait? Make your reservations today. Call 317-261-1200 or make them on the web at hamptonin3.hilton.com. Hampton Inn, Indianapolis, downtown.
Back here live at Wheeler High School for a game night in the region built by Armour Construction. This is live video coverage of the 2A sectional semifinals between the Andrean 59ers and the Wheeler Bearcats. Mike DeWan, Jay Simmons, our color commentator, Clint Klaus, our producer. Jay, a score that reads 14 Andrean, 6 Wheeler, a score that I think you and I both coming into this game, I'd say all three of us as well, something that we may not have expected. And we could start with the Bearcats that are hanging in there despite being relatively depleted all across the board.
Yeah, when you're missing your starting quarterback, your starting running back, a couple offensive linemen, and you're down to 29 kids, you're coming out here very depleted. But Wheeler is all wild. Bearcat fighting hard out here tonight on Halloween. They are throwing us some trick-or-treats at the 59ers, huh? How about it, man? Good little pun right there. Good thing. Working it in, baby.
You're on fire.
Yeah.
You're doing a great job on All Hallows Eve. Yeah, their lone touchdown of the game coming from the freshman tailback who has impressed all of us here in the press box, Andrew Bizieri, who fielded pretty much a short hop like he was on a baseball diamond. But, I mean, we've seen a lot from this Wheeler squad as we take a look at the replay on that one.
Look at that. He just picks it up right at the 30-yard line. Good shortstop play, bounces it into the middle, then accelerates and outruns the entire defense or kickoff team. And there was one man to beat. It looked like it was the kicker, and he just sprinted to the sidelines, used every inch of the field, and punched it in for the score. And that came at 3 minutes and 55 seconds left in the second quarter, and that put the Wheeler Bearcats on the board. They've played about as good defensively and offensively as I've seen them, even though they don't have their regular starters in all season long. They've been playing not flawless, but good enough to sustain some drives, keep the 59ers offense off the field, and be able to move the ball against this vaunted, highly regarded Andrean 59ers defense. Has only given up a few points throughout the season. They gave up 41 to Maryville at the first game, and then the rest of the season. So you figured that average at 9 points that it puts in the Maryville game for 41 points. They pitched a couple shutouts here and there and have been just unstoppable defensively. And now all of a sudden Wheeler's moving the ball just enough to keep them off balance. So great job by Wheeler.
But despite what can be said about Wheeler, the Andrean 59ers still lead this one, Jay,
yes.
14-6. They scored the first 2 touchdowns of the game, the first one coming on what was a drive that was all pretty much handoffs, all number 9 for Andrean with Brady Stovall. And then they found Tyler Vo, who's been somebody who's been just fantastic, the sophomore wide
right
receiver.
Here we got the replay. Stovall gets the ball at about the 11-yard line, cuts it up, and just runs straight up the field, following one of his good blockers, and then just goes into the end zone untouched. And then that came at 2:32 in the opening quarter. That was Andrean's first drive, and we looked at each other, go, oh boy, the route is on. And then at 4:02 in the second quarter, so a long drought between scores. And then you got Tyler Vo catching a 50-yard pass from Brady Ellish. As you watch, Ellish throws that ball up in the air. Perfect. Nice job rolling out to his right, getting his feet set, putting some air under it. And Vo was so open, he just had to sit and wait for the ball to come there. And, nice thing by Ellish right there is he doesn't overthrow an open receiver, and you see that so many times.
We could keep it brief on both teams as we kind of gear up for the third quarter, Jay. But how does Wheeler potentially, follow up that first half with an even better second half, and for Andrean's sake, to maybe keep up how things were going, but kind of get back to maybe what was expected coming into this game?
Well, let's tackle the Wheeler side. Wheeler's got to stay keeping that offense of the 59ers off balance by blitzing on early downs. They've been doing it all night. Been putting 59ers in long field position, and 59ers just got to go back to doing what they do best, and that's run the ball in between the tackles and just some smash mouth football. Don't get set behind the chains so often like they've done throughout the second quarter.
That'll wrap it up here for the first half. Jay Simmons, Mike DeWan here, Clint Klaus, our producer, gearing up now for the third quarter here at Wheeler High School. Andrean will receive the football in what will be a Quintel kickoff, all made possible by Quintel Incorporated, handling jobs of all sizes throughout the country since 1994. Tyne Vetical, the kicker, back deep for the Niners. We'll get some numbers on that if we could. I believe that is Tyler Vo back there, and I think that is number 24, Jeremiah Gonzalez. As the third quarter is underway, this will go to Gonzalez in a coffin corner kick, trying to bend it back upfield. Turns upfield, but does not go much farther. A gang of Bearcats take him down.
I didn't know Bearcats got in gangs.
Yeah, I don't know what the exact. I should have.
How about a pack?
Okay, that's yep.
There we go.
That's better. We're yin and yang here, Jay. That's why we spend our Thursday nights together. For you guys all tuning in, why we spend our Thursday nights together. For you football fanatics out there, we'll plug the Region Football Weekly with Jay Simmons and I holding it down, breaking down games that happened in the previous week as well as the games that happened on Friday nights the night after. So those are at Thursday nights, 6 p.m., Mike Dewan and Jay Simmons. And then we just happen to pair us up on Friday night. How about that?
Yeah.
So can't get enough of each other. First and 10 now for the Niners. This is Ellis rolling out left, trying to use his athleticism. Switches the ball to his left hand and gets a good gain there.
But great coverage downfield by the Wheeler Bearcats. And Ellis was able to bounce it outside and pick up a few yards, making something out of nothing right there. Great job, Ellis, feeling the pressure, and just got it looks like about a 4 or 5 yard gain, so it's going to be second down at 6.
Again, Ellis is respected as a passer, really kind of had that role last year, but Dylan Gore is kind of somebody that makes a lot of money as a passer, and Ellis, although he could throw the pigskin, he's very solid as a runner, coming into this game 64 attempts for 365 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns to his name. This looks be Andrean, a little bit more power set. Going to give this one off to number 9. That looks to be Brady Stovall. Shakes off a tackler and stretches forward. I'll tell you what, as tough as a runner as Stovall is, when he goes down, he is always reaching the ball forward, Jay. That's what you like. I mean, linemen love that.
That's
I'm sure
right.
the offense loves that.
And the thing is, if you saw him run, he's got his pads low, and he's bouncing off of people and knocking some linemen and defensive backs over for the Wheeler Bearcats and picks up the first down. It looked like he was tackled in the backfield and picks up the first down.
The Four Seasons first down there, Jay, presented by Four Seasons Mechanical in Maryville. Flag on the play, inside handoff there. Looked to be Stovall again.
Yeah, that flag came out pretty quick. We'll see, maybe a legal procedure or offsides.
11:16 to go here at the start of the third quarter. And yes, you hit it right on the head, Jay. That'll back Andrean up. And kind of one of the keys for Andrean, getting themselves behind the sticks. Jay, I say this a lot. You have to beat 2 teams every single week. You have to beat the team in front of you, and you have to beat yourself. And although Andrean might be leading on the scoreboard, I'm not sure if these penalties help them beat themselves.
No, not at all. And it seems like they're having a hard time beating the second team. That's themselves right now, more than the Wheeler Bearcats.
11 minutes to go here. 3 receivers out wide to the bottom of your TV screens. It looks to be Brady Ellis in the gun. Going to throw it out wide there and skips that one in the dirt. Over the turf, if you will. Stetson Sullivan, the freshman wide receiver, making a big presence felt in his first full season at Friday Night Lights. 18 catches, 161 yards.
Yeah, right there. Just a bad throw by the quarterback. It bounces it in. He looked initially like he wanted to go deep, hitting those 2 receivers that were running streak patterns, and then all of a sudden had to step back and throw across his body and didn't get much energy on it.
Now a 2nd and 15. That brings up from the 29-yard line. We appreciate you all tuning in as well for the audio version. Big shout-out to our guys back at the studio, Thomas Marsh, Zach Miller, getting us up on the air. For those tuning in on Facebook and YouTube, now 2nd and 10. Another miscommunication there. That time between Ellis and Mark Grubbs. It could be some sort of kind of RPO there, Jay. And again, I don't know if that was kind of one of those just screens, if you will. Throw it out wide and let your receiver make some plays.
I mean, to me it looked like Leon Anthony pushed his offensive blocker, the defensive tackle for Wheeler Bearcats, pushed his guy right into Ellis, and Ellis was not able to extend his arm and looked like his arm or the ball hit the top of somebody's helmet.
Yeah, like you said, you get that pressure, you force, again, another errant pass, and kind of getting away from the run game there, Jay. We've seen a lot of success with Brady Stovall, but 2 incomplete passes. A penalty obviously backs them up.
And another penalty here. Let's see. It's going to be look like one of the offensive linemen moved.
A very lethargic first drive out of the half, Jay. And
yeah, it looks like Andrean's still in the locker room.
That's something that if they were not get this, I could only imagine what will be said. Maybe on the other side.
I don't know if I'd be wanting to walk off the field to go over to Coach Skinner.
That's why we're up here. The standards are high for Andrean football, as they always seem to be. And And coming out at half, when you get the ball back in a first half that's been relatively close, and you have 2 penalties on the same set of downs to back yourselves up now to a 3rd and 20. Trying to pick up, I'd like to say, some of this. Make it manageable. Inside handoff there shakes off a would-be tackler is Brady Stovall, but not enough there for the first down. Punt unit coming on.
Yeah, Michichi, number 22 for the Wheeler Bearcats, comes up and makes the tackle. It's going to be 4th down and about 15. Great stand here by the Bearcat defense.
Gee, we got 3 awards to hand out that I'll be sure to talk about, and I'll tell you what, Cash Michichi on the defensive side there for the Bearcats might be a leading candidate for one of them. And a name like that, you and I are already if there was a name award, Cash Michichi might have won that already. But his play on the field is no slouch either now. A punt here. That'll be Brady. Elish hesitates as well. A line drive kick to Tyne Vettical, the other punter for the Bearcats, and that time he fumbles the football. Gets back on another wicked hop there. And a good line drive punt that, again, takes a tough hop that you have to try and wrangle in there, Jay, and backs Wheeler up a little bit more.
Yeah, tell us some more about the awards, Mike.
We sure will. We have the Crowd Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game, of course, at the conclusion of tonight's game. And then the Crowd Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game, the Business Professionals. Also have the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. And finally, the Proud to Be Union Play of the Game, Ironworkers Local 395. To find out how you can become a union ironworker, visit ironworkers395.com.
I got to say, that kickoff return's got my top vote for now.
It might be 1st and 10 now for Wheeler. Schaefer back to pass, throws it out to his trusted receiver, Tyne Vettical. 2 guys that have hooked up time and time again in this game. And that time, again, another great.
Schaefer to Vettical. Boy, that's going to be a common theme throughout the second half.
Potentially their last game together. Obviously, Vettical has been a big part of this program in all 3 phases. A senior out there laying it all on the line. And maybe a little bit of passing of Ty Schaefer to come in into, you start the week here, Jay. You don't expect to play this game, Ty Schaefer.
Yeah, well, not as much as he is playing. That's 100% sure.
Logan Fox, who many thought would be the starter, I believe suffered injury midweek as snap goes to now Bizzieri. Andrew Bizzieri, the freshman, who's got the lone touchdown for the Bearcats. Looked to be about a short gain of 1, if that, but a lot of gold hats there on the football. But, yeah, Jay, very impressive work from the youth, especially on this offensive side for the Bearcats.
Yeah, the Bearcats coming in undermanned and just happen to throw out some younger classmen out there, and they're doing a great job responding. It's going to be a 3rd down and about a 1.5 yards for the Bearcats. The big conversion down. I gotta say, if I'm Wheeler, boy, I might just stay in between the tackles. But you never know. If you get man coverage to the top right here against Vettical, it might just chuck one down the field.
Could be 2 plays here, but they're going to run this one inside of Bizzieri. Does he get enough? I don't know. Move the scrum. Rugby style. Wheeler's going to have the push. Enough for the first.
He's going.
How about that? The Wheeler Bearcats, the pack, if you will.
There we go, yes.
The pack moves the pile, and they move it.
Boy, now all of a sudden you got this crowd in this game. Wheeler Bearcats starting to put together a drive here in the 3rd quarter. Well, this is a little bit more of a nail-biter than the Andrean faithful thought about.
That's a 4 Seasons first down presented by 4 Seasons Mechanical in Maryville. Now ball on the 45-yard line, 8:05 to go. Power looks set, going to throw it out left as Schaefer has a man. Oh, just maybe miscommunication there. One of those tough throws. Might want to try and put it on his outside shoulder.
Well, it looked like he was trying to run a hitch and go to the outside right there, Vettical, and it looked like Schaefer and them hadn't worked on that particular pattern. That's a very tough timing pattern, and he threw it to the outside, but he didn't throw it far enough down the field. So, a young quarterback mistake right there.
Yeah, Tyne Vettical is far and away the top aerial threat for the Wheeler Bearcats. It was Bryce Compton a lot last year, another do-it-all guy, but the torch has been passed to Vettical, who may have wanted that one back, but has had quite the game. 1st and 10, outside handoff to Bizzieri up the left side, cuts back in the alley, gain of about 4. Let's say more 3-ish, if you will. Andrean, good stop there, and now sets up a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, it looked like number 22 for 59ers, Mitchell Myers, up there with the tackle. Stops him dead in his tracks. It's going to be 3rd down and about 7-8 yards here. Now, if you pick up about 5 yards here, what do you think? Do you think Coach Testa, being a riverboat gambler that he is, does he go for it on 4th down?
I say hit me. I say let's go.
Oh, yeah.
I say why not? What do you have to lose here? Yes, it's win or go home. Maybe you may have a little bit to lose, but hey, see a little bit of hands on hips.
Yep, they're calling a timeout. They took a little bit too much time getting the play in.
And timeouts become so valuable as we potentially get to the final quarters of your football season. Wheeler will take a timeout, so will we. You are watching Game Night, built by Armour Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Have you heard? Stratton-Manteau was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Stratton-Manteau.
Back here at Wheeler High School for Game Night, built by Armour Construction. Andrean taking on Wheeler 14-6, 7:17 to go, and a big 3rd and 7 here for the Bearcats. Jay, what do you like here? We talked about it before we went to the break. Maybe 2 plays here.
I come out and see what I'm getting against Ty Venical, and I'm running out route here to Ty Venical.
Venical, bottom of your screen. Snap is back, play action. Venical looking to be bracketing him, doubles him. And that time the quarterback's just going to go down. I like that play from Andrean there. Hey, you're going to throw it to Venical. We're going to put 2 guys on.
Yes, they did. They bracket him low and high. Great call by the defense. Anticipated exactly what Coach Testa was going to run right there. So a good chess match going on between the 2 coaches, and Andrean won on that play.
2 very solid coaches. Jay, you and I were talking about as Wheeler lines up to punt. We asked them for keys to the game, and I'll tell you what.
We got a phone book.
Phone books from the 2 guys, Nick Testa and Chris Skinner.
Thanks a lot, guys.
2 of the best in the business, helping us be prepared for what has turned out to be quite the game as snap is back. About a 5-second hesitation there for Venical, if you will. Couple Mississippis, if you will. Punted that ball off to about the 20-yard line. Very interesting. Just such an athletic play. Such an athletic player from Venical, too.
As the more he holds it, the more chance it is getting blocked, but also a better time of getting your coverage down the field. So there's no, like in the NFL, where they have to wait until the ball's been kicked before they can release down the field. As soon as that ball snaps, boom, they can go.
Yeah, that time it was egregious how long he held on to the football. He had a couple of times.
You've been waiting to use that word all day.
But now Andrean takes over at the 20-yard line, 6:26 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 14-6 reads your score here on Game Night in the Region, built by Armour Construction. Big shout-out to those guys helping us do what we do, coming out to Wheeler High School for what's a great game here. Now Dylan Gore in the game, back to pass. Play action, going to step up and run, something he doesn't do often, but falls forward. Looks to be a gain of about 9 yards there.
Great job of pass coverage in the secondary for the Wheeler Bearcats. Forced Gore to tuck that ball and run, and he had a wide open because the defensive ends took a too deep of an angle. No defensive tackles at home. He picked up the 1st down. Nice job of Gore getting a good sense of what the coverage was doing.
Correction, Jay. Yep, thank you. That is the 1st down for Dylan Gore. Doesn't run the football very much. 29 carries, 69 yards, only 1 touchdown to his name. Power looks set. 2 receivers out wide. Going to be an inside handoff to Stovall. And this Wheeler defense clogs things up in the middle. Once again, I don't know if you got anything there, Jay.
Yeah, it looked like number 77 for the Wheeler Bearcats came up and made the big hit. Anthony Leon made a nice stop right there.
Yeah, we came into this game as, at least on our depth chart, as a backup defensive end, 6'1 junior. 7 games played on defense at least, 17 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and a fumble recovery. Actually, a tackle for loss. They're setting up a 2nd and 11 now. 2 receivers out to the top of your screen. Looks to be somebody offset to Gore with Stovall in the backfield. Going to be so we thought would be a pass, but we have a penalty on the field, and I think the early indication there might be offside. I think he pointed towards Wheeler.
Let's see.
But he blew it dead. No,
yep, offsides defense. In high school, they blow an offsides dead on arrival.
That's right. That is right, and that's big for Andrean. Again, they were behind the sticks on a 2nd and 11. That will set them up now, 2nd and 6. And at quarterback is still Dylan Gore. Again, we've been seeing a lot of Brady Ellish, who had a great touchdown pass to Tyler Vo in the second quarter. Gore has made a couple plays as well. And now, just like that, 5 minutes to go here. Now back to pass is Gore, rolling out right, signaling his receivers, pointing it down, puts it right on the money. Pass and catch. It takes a lick of a shot, but pass is complete in the enemy territory. That is to the freshman, Stetson Sullivan, the 5'5 freshman, 135 pounds, goes up there and snags
it out of the air. Great job. And usually when you see the quarterback rolling out and waving his receiver down the field, it is a way overthrown ball, but Gore puts it right on the money.
Sullivan, to my knowledge, actually tied for second coming into this game with receptions as a freshman. 18 receptions to his name for 161 yards, and Dylan Gore showing a lot of improv there, again, signaling to his receivers, scramble drill, Jay. Go long, and I'll make a play. He did just that. 1st and 10 now for Andrean. Miscommunication there. Makes something out of nothing. Actually gets a great gain. Looked to be supposed to be kind of an inside counter play, if you will, and Dylan Gore said, hey, give me that. We'll get a gain of about 9 there.
Well, it looked like the defense of Wheeler Bearcats tackled both of the running backs, and all of a sudden Gore's like going, well, wait a minute, I got the ball and nobody's tackling me. I'm picking up the first down.
4 seasons, first down.
Let's see, they do move the chains. They do have the first down sign up.
Clock is still running, Jay, and I'll tell you what, this has been a brief third quarter.
Yes, it has.
Out of nowhere.
These officials have been very liberal about running the clock.
Under 4 minutes to go, 3:55 to be exact. Now 1st and 10, ball is on the 26-yard line. Back to pass is Gore, has a man wide open up the seam. Number 33 for Andrean, shakes off a would-be tackler. Touchdown, Niners.
Yeah, great job right there. What happened right there was Wheeler was caught in an all-out blitz, and they forgot to cover the H-back, number 33 for the 59ers. That was Vinny Zupan. Thanks for that. And what a great play call against an all-out blitz by the Wheeler Bearcats, and the free safety or whoever was matched up with the H-back forgot to cover him, and he was wide open.
Dylan Gore put it right on the money. Again, like you said, a receiver that was wide open right across the middle of the field. Kick is up, and kick is good. Andrean gets a big-time score late here in the third quarter, 21-6 in favor of the Niners. You're watching Game Night, built by Armour Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.
At American Testing Services, based in Hobart, Indiana, we specialize in NDT drone inspections and heat treatment services for local mills, fab shops, and facilities across the country. From Northwest Indiana to nationwide, we deliver precision, safety, and reliability. American Testing Services, America's trusted name in NDT. The Niners get back on the board, 21-6. You're watching Game Night, built by Armour Construction. Mike Dewan, Jay Simmons on the mic. Clint Klaus doing a great job as producer. As Dylan Gore found Vinny Zupan over the middle of the field for a big score. Now 3:45 to go for this Quintel kickoff. Tyne Vetical with the return here up to the 20. Bounces outside, but a great job there by Andrean. Christian Gavin, number 7, wrapping him up by the ankles.
All right, here's a big-time drive for the Wheeler Bearcats. They got to get a score. They don't have to do it quickly, but they need some points on the board to counteract the one touchdown that has been scored in the second half by Andrean. Vinny Zupan, 30-yard pass reception for the score.
Yeah, Zupan much more, at least coming into the game, he's kind of one of those threats defensively. He's played a lot as a freshman, and then obviously he's more elevated role as a sophomore, but doing some great work tonight as a pass catcher.
No, that was an all-out blitz by Wheeler, and somebody just slipped up and forgot to cover the back.
Now 1st and 10, throwing outside to the flat. Makes one guy miss, but not a couple more from the Andrean 59ers. Now finally flying to the football. That defense is, I believe, on the reception for that one was Connor Welch.
Yeah, and you know what? Now all of a sudden, Andrean's got a pep in their step. They're feeling, okay, now we just scored. Let's play some good, solid defense like we have throughout the season, and let's get a kick or punt here by Wheeler, and let's put this game away.
Yeah, I think
we've let them hang around too much. Sorry there, Mike.
No, sure. No, it's I think one thing kind of missing from Andrean here tonight, haven't seen a lot of pressure in terms of, again, getting actually to the quarterback. A lot of things have been quick, getting the ball out, which I think is all by design.
Yes, 100%.
But we have not seen much aggressiveness from this Andrean squad here quite yet. So it looks like we got a stoppage in play here. They're actually going to walk this one back on the first down. So penalty there that missed both Jay and I's eye on that one, but now Wheeler's backing up. I don't know, was it after the play? It looks like it may still reach second down.
It may have been a personal foul on the Wheeler Bearcats. We didn't see a signal.
I think the earlier indication is that it is now. Clock is running now, 3:16 and counting to go here at Wheeler. Again, they're on the outside looking in, 21-6 in favor of Andrean, who just scored on a nice pitch and catch from Dylan Gore to Vinny Zupan. Now 2nd and 20, ball on the 14-yard line. Schaefer back to pass, looking for number 5, and that one's picked.
Yeah, forced it into triple coverage right there, did Schaefer, and who was able to come up with that one?
That is Gavin Jones, number 12, and the Andrean sideline is going crazy. As again, Jay, when you are targeting 5 all game, it's okay. You might be able to get away with it in the first quarter. Okay, maybe the second quarter, but when we get to the halftime,
they're going to make some adjustments.
Let's make some adjustments. Let's let this freshman, let's follow his eyes, and I think that time just one of those throws that he's going to want back, but looking up here, Jay, he was staring him down.
Yes, he was. He turned his shoulders and was looking left all the way. A couple receivers down to the bottom of the field had some nice patterns going. He could have developed into an open pass, but he tried to force it into double coverage, and boom, 59ers back on the field offensively. They're starting at the Wheeler 42.
Now could go for a kill shot here. 2:57 to go here in the third quarter. Looking at the formation now for Andrean, similar to what we've seen, a little bit more power. 2 receivers out wide and burning a timeout once again is Andrean. I don't know if they
looked like they were illegally lined up. The receiver to this side couldn't figure out if he had to go up or back, and then somebody came in motion and got to the tight end spot. So we're going to take a break here, Mike?
We are. We'll take a 30-second break here. You're watching Game Night, built by Armour Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Back here on the Region Sports Network, Game Night, built by Armour Construction. Now 1st and 10, Andrean takes over after the turnover. Inside handoff to Brady Stovall. And not much going there. Twisting and turning up here in the press box.
We got a tiny window to give the audience we got a tiny window to look out. It's like a port hole on a ship, and I'm trying to dance back and forth to get a good view to play at.
I'm like, what's this wind tumble? What's this wind noise? No, that's just Jay Simmons dancing and already starting the Halloween festivities early, dancing with, not in costume, thankfully, but
I could be dancing with the stars.
2nd and 10 now. Wheeler did a great job there to stuff the run there from Brady Stovall. 2:20 to go. Snap is back, going to hand it off to the running back once again, Stovall, and that time not much going once again. I'll tell you what, this Wheeler defense.
Connor Walsh comes up, number 18 for the Bearcats, and just stuffs it at the point of attack.
Just one of those lengthy defensive ends that's been kind of a staple in this program as well, and now forcing Andrean, who really had a great start running the football, Jay, and since then, not much going on the ground.
And again, that's because Wheeler is selling out defensively. They're bringing an extra 2 guys every play Now let's see if they can figure out how to match up in man-to-man coverage here if they do bring some heat.
For those wondering, Brady Elish is back at quarterback for the Andrean 59ers. Now bringing up a 3rd and 11. Going to be a quarterback run. Hits the hole hard, and watch out. To the 20, to the 15, to the 10. Touchdown, Niners.
Yep, 42-yard run right there by Elish, completely untouched. They blitzed. Wheeler blitzed from the outside and had left the middle unattended by a linebacker, somebody. No free safety over the top, nothing. And Elish just pops off a 42-yard touchdown run.
That is why Andrean is – the old adage goes, Jay, if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have none. But they have 2 real solid quarterbacks that complement each other well. Again, you realize Brady Elish is in the game, and his first really designed quarterback run hit the hole hard, shot out of a cannon as the ensuing kick is up and good. Andrean responds very, very well with 14-0 here in the 3rd quarter. That score reads 28-6 in favor of the Niners. We'll be back here on Game Night in the Region, built by Armour Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
With offices in Munster and Cedar Lake, Ethos Dental Group offers a full scope of general and cosmetic dentistry with expertise ranging from porcelain veneers to dental implants, crowns, and bridges. At Ethos Dental Group, you're assured that Dr. Mark Stojkovic and his associates, Dr. Emily Hansen and Dr. Brian Douts, utilize the latest in technology. Check out ethosdentalgroup.com or call 219-595-3432 to schedule an appointment. Ethos Dental Group, dental care you can believe in. Located in the heart of downtown Indianapolis, the newly renovated Hampton Inn is within walking distance to over 30 restaurants and attractions, including Lucas Oilfield and Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Hampton Inn has much to offer, including a hot breakfast, high-speed internet access in every room, as well as a fitness center. Why wait? Make your reservations today. Call 317-261-1200 or make them on the web at hamptonin3.hilton.com. Hampton Inn, Indianapolis, downtown.
Back here at Wheeler High School for a Quintel kickoff. Andrean 28, Wheeler 6. 1:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Mike DeWan here with Jay Simmons. Answering kickoff to Tyne Vetical, trying to make something happen. Can't find anything running more east and west, not north and south. Penalty comes in. Andrean runs him out of bounds. And Jay, back-to-back scores for this Andrean squad. Some momentum.
Yes.
What we're probably accustomed to seeing now from this Andrean squad.
Yeah, you're right. And you get 2 scores in just over 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 15 seconds scores for Andrean. They're sort of starting to put that coffin on the Wheeler season there. I think the first and second nail are just been etched in.
And you saw there the Brady Elish touchdown just shot out of a cannon in that one there, Jay. One of the potential electrifying plays of the week by IBEW Local 697, the Electrical Professionals.
Let's see if we can bring it up. And here you go. You see Ellis just sort of step back and boom, straight up the middle. Never really deviates in between the hash marks and just caught Wheeler with their hands in the cookie jar, blitzing everybody and nobody in the middle of the field.
Wheeler was backed up after that ensuing kickoff. So a 1st and 10. They start on their 10-yard line. The first play of the drive there was a handoff to Andrew Bizieri. Good gain there of about 6. But again, clock is ticking.
Yep. They've got 2 enemies out there, the 59ers defense and the clock that is running down to the end of the 3rd quarter.
Under a minute to go, 53 seconds to be exact. Another inside handoff to Bizieri, and that time not much going in there on the stop was number 8. That was Landon Murray.
Yeah, defensively, you're going to name off about 8 or 9 guys every time. Every time there's a tackle out there, it seems like there's a different guy stepping up defensively for the 59ers.
Yeah, they just have a lot of talent, a lot of next-level talent.
Yes.
Doing this all without Ethan Reyna, who might be one of the more coveted players on that side of the defense. And I think he might have had a little lower body injury in the previous few weeks. And obviously, you got to kind of play your cards where it's like, okay, can we take care of business? Can we save one of our better players? 10 seconds left, 3rd and short. I don't know if he got there.
It's going to be close. It looks like where the official from the far side is coming in. He gave him past the 20-yard line, and that's what he needed for the first down. That's going to end the third quarter.
That was a Four Seasons first down real quick. Your Northwest Indiana heating and air conditioning specialist. Ladies and gentlemen, hold your fours up. Andrean 28, Wheeler 6. We'll be back here at game night, built by Armour Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. For 26 years, Armour Construction has been beautifying homes across Northwest Indiana. From expert roofing and durable siding to eye-catching custom copper work, Armour Construction does it all with the highest quality and integrity. Serving Lake, Porter, and LaPorte counties, trust the best exterior construction company in Northwest Indiana to protect your investment.
Have you heard? Stratton-Manteau was voted Best of the Region 2025 in several categories, including Best Caterer, Deli, Flower Shop, Food and Grocery Delivery, Fried Chicken, Place to Buy Produce, Place to Buy Seafood, Loyalty Program, and Grocery Store. We're proud to be recognized by our community, and we're committed to continuing to deliver the variety, value, and convenience you deserve. See for yourself what it means to be the best when you shop at Stratton-Manteau.
Be sure to stay connected with all things Region Sports by supporting and following us on social media, active on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, and online at regionsports.com. 1st and 10 here for Wheeler. Start of the fourth quarter. Schaefer rolling out right, thrown across his body. Guess who? Tyne Vetical up to the 46-yard line on their own side. Nice play there by the freshman, hooking up with the senior receiver.
Yeah, nice job by Tyne Vetical, being able to feel the zone defense and settle down in between the linebackers and the defensive backs. He finds the open spot, waits for his quarterback to just flip him the ball. Big pickup for the Wheeler Bearcats. They're not going down easily here in this fourth quarter.
I'd say arguably the biggest offensive play maybe of the night for the Wheeler Bearcats, definitely here in the second half, and what was kind of a, although lethargic at first for Andrean in the third quarter, it's been all Andrean ever since the halftime break. Andrew Bizieri with the carry, and that time not much going. Andrean gets in the backfield there. Landon Murray once again.
Boy, those defensive ends for the 59ers just blitz up and come up hard. And it was Leon Anthony, number 77, pulling for the Wheeler Bearcats, tried to make a block and just got in the way of the running back, and they created a pile, and the 59ers just stomped on them.
Looks like coming off the field now is the aforementioned Bizieri. Little get up in his step. I believe taking his place is Cash Machichi. But now under 11 to go, just like that. 2nd and 11 for Schaefer and crew. Schaefer's rolling out right. Quick play there. Finds a different receiver than Vetical. And up the sidelines, a nice pitch and catch there. Getting a number on that. That's number 11. We will get that. That is David Diaz, the senior receiver. Only 5 catches to his name coming into the season. Somebody else.
Yeah, you've got to get other guys involved, because what all they're going to do is double cover Tyne Vetical. And, you know what, once they start doing that, then other people become wide open, and he was right there. Great job, great catch. And Diaz knew what to do with the ball as soon as he got it.
Now 10:36 to go. Clock will stop. This going back to Cash Machichi, and that time again trying to bounce outside. Andrean all over that one. And Andrew Bizieri hopped off the field a little bit ago. He had quite the game to his name, but that time Machichi couldn't quite get the edge.
It looked like a couple of the players for the Wheeler Bearcats were saying a horse collar, but it didn't look like he had his hand behind him. He had his hand on the front shoulder pad.
And clock is ticking, Jay, like we're saying now, a second and we'll call it 13, 14 yards. Now just like that, 10 minutes to go. You need to get some chunk plays here.
Yes,
obviously,
they do.
Score's not in your favor, but got to make something happen here. Ty Schaefer back to pass. Relatively clean pocket, though. Rolls out right, has a receiver open. It's Diaz again, but a good tackle there. Gets just about, I'd say about 5 yards there, just a little bit more than the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you're right. The pocket was just fine, and Schaefer caused his own pressure because he tried to bounce it to the outside. The blockers were pushing the defensive lineman that was coming up the field out, and Schaefer just ran right into the pressure. So self-inflicted error right there.
I'll tell you this, though. Yeah, you'll probably get that with the freshman.
Right.
I'd say overall, all in all, very, very impressed with Schaefer. To be able to put the ball at least in the spot where his receivers can get him. There'll be some growing pains, but This freshman quarterback's been great. On 3rd and 10 now, he's going to roll out right once again. This time escapes some pressure and takes a big hit on the sidelines. That's far from us. Looks to be no laundry on the field. Hoping he's okay. Took a lick.
Looked like just from our vantage point, it looked like it was out of bounds that the hit came, but the official standing right there did not throw the flag.
That is a bang play. Looks to be okay there, and obviously with how depleted the Bearcats already are at the quarterback position, Schaefer's availability might just be a little bit more important moving forward.
I wouldn't know who would go next out on the depth chart, and I think Coach Tess is going to call timeout just to check his quarterback, make sure he's okay.
And we will get our ducks in a row. We will take a 30-second break here on Game Night, built by Armour Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Back here on the Region Sports Network, Game Night built by Armour Construction. Mike Dewan, Jay Simmons on the mic, and Clint Klaus, our producer, now just burnt the timeout. Wheeler's second of the half here, Jay, and more importantly now on a 4th and 7 for the Bearcats. Got to have it. Schaefer back to pass. Andrean setting the pressure. They're going to get home. Bringing down the quarterback is Rocco Allegretti. The senior defensive end gets home.
Boy, they blitzed a couple guys. Allegretti was the first one to get there. They blitzed 2 guys on the same side, Allegretti and number 33 for Andrean, Vinny Zupan. Both blitzed from the same side and got a lot of pressure, and the quarterback had no place to go and went backwards. Looked like he lost about 12 yards on the play.
On the four-season mechanical 4-down territory, Andrean stands strong once again. Wheeler now, I believe, 0 for 2 on 4th down conversions. And the Andrean offense back on the field, going for the kill shot now. 8:50 left to go, up by 3 scores.
Now let's see what Andrean chooses to do. Do they go deep here, or do they try and hand the ball off and just burn some clock?
I like the latter, but Dylan Gore is in the ballgame, predominantly the passer. Brady Stovall, definitely a runner, and gets a big chunk play to start the drive there, gain him about 13 to move the sticks.
Yes, Stovall just straight ahead. Great job of blocking by the offensive line. Didn't get touched until he was about 8-9 yards downfield. And let's see what we got. Maybe there's a reason why he didn't get touched. Yep, somebody caught with their hand in the cookie jar.
Penalty marker on the field. Jay, that was a perfect time for a Halloween pun. Come on, the candy basket.
Yeah, how about it?
But a holding penalty for Andrean will back them up. That'll make that about, I think, first and 20. So ball will be placed on the 39-yard line. 8:46 to go. Clock was signaled to be ran, so
as soon as they set the ball, clock will be running.
And it will be first and now 20 for Andrean. A couple penalties this half, but obviously a 14-0 scoring advantage in this half. A nice pitch and catch there to Tyler Vo. Great tackle in space. Got to pick up almost all those penalty yardage back.
Yeah, number 10 for Caston Keegan right there. The number 10 for the Wheeler Bearcats comes up as soon as Vo catches the ball. He is on top of him.
That is about a 2nd and 12, gain of 8. Vo with a couple of catches, to say the least, most importantly on 3rd down, that time on a 1st and 20 to set the 59ers up nicely after that penalty. 8 minutes to go, inside handoff to Stovall, that time not going anywhere. Big number 65 there for Wheeler. That's Aiden Mason.
Mason I remember him from the beginning of the game, one of the captains walking out for the coin flip. Did a great job just beating his man to the point of attack and coming up with a big tackle for loss in the backfield.
Trying to give it his all. This is potentially his last quarter of high school football, maybe football in general. The senior out there leaving it all on the line. Now a 3rd and 13 for the Niner offense. 7:27 to go here in this ball game. Dylan Gore in the pistol set, has an H-back out to his right, 2 receivers out far, 1 receiver on the near side. That time a keeper from Gore, heads-up play there, and again, not often a runner. Wheeler flying to the football and stuffs him there. That might have been a designed pass. Looks like the receivers were going out far.
Yes, it did. It looked like it was going to be a little play action, and then all of a sudden the running back got hit by a blitzer. The play blew up, and Gore had nowhere to go with it but just to try and run and get up the field as best he could, and it looked like he barely got back to the line of scrimmage at best.
The Wheeler defense gets off the field again, a unit that has been relatively depleted as well, so kudos to them. But again, I think this Andrean team, they're not going to light up the scoreboard. So people may look at this score, Jay, and Andrean not really is a team that scores a lot of points, but I still.
But defensively, they don't give up a lot of points. It sort of reminds me of the Bears that won the Super Bowl. Was it the '85 Bears?
That's for sure. Punt from Brady Ellish there. Takes a fortuitous bounce for the Niners. Gets inside the 15-yard line. But yeah, this Andrean team is very solid at the two-way level. They are, again, they have high expectations. They're physical, and they're not going to kind of beat you in maybe in ways you see other dominant teams do, where they're going to just race you to an X amount of points.
Well, they're going to force you to punt the ball, and they're going to give their offense some great field position. Offense doesn't have to be great if you're getting good field position around midfield, and they can just take the ball in at their leisure, score, and then, the defense can continue that. It seems like the defensively, the most points they've given up throughout the season have been on special teams.
Right. Again, that was the case today. 1st and 10 now for Schaefer, throwing out wide, and although completed in the flat, not much going further from there. That was brought down by number 5 there for Andrean. Who we got?
I was going to say David Diaz was on the catch.
And Javier McCoy was on the tackle there in the flat. All it took was McCoy to bring down Diaz. Jay, as we kind of get under 6 minutes now here in this game, although there's still time left in this game, Wheeler impressed us.
Yes.
And I'd say this team, although a lot of young guys across the board, some played tonight, some didn't, this team is close.
Yes, they are. They are right on the edge. They just got to, keep building up those numbers. Coach Tessa's doing a great job.
Schaefer rolling, trying to make something happen. It's a good gain of about 4, and you like the play of this freshman quarterback as well.
Definitely, he's caused some self-inflicted pain, but overall, you like you said, Mike, you're going to have a lot of growing pains with a freshman quarterback. He's made some great decisions, especially right there, Schaefer, pulling the ball down, had nobody open, had a rush in his face, pulls the ball down and tries to make something, and picked up, at least he got back to the line of scrimmage, picked up about 2 yards.
Gain of about 2, yes, there, but now under 5 minutes to go, 4:52 to be exact. Man in motion, 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. Offset is Cash Machichi. Going back is Schaefer in double coverage. Once again, Vetical doing a great job trying to snag it, but 2 guys there to 1. Good luck.
Yeah, and, it looked like Vetical had a nice job of getting it extended all the way up, trying to high point that ball, and one of the defensive backs, the 2 that were there, just tipped it away from him. He could have came up with that one, though. That would have been a highlight reel catch right there.
Javier McCoy and Mitchell Myers were both in there on the pass breakup, and punt team is on the field with 4:41 to go, 4th and 8. Ball on the 15-yard line. Writing might be on the wall here. Vetical waits and punts. Ball is away. I don't know if he touched that.
I was trying to see it. I couldn't tell if he touched it or not. It almost looked like he was going to. He caught it. He did touch it. The official marks it right at the spot where it hit him. Now, I don't know if he was reaching up to catch that one or if he was just happened to be in the wrong place, the right spot at the wrong time.
Yeah, for those tuning in on the audio broadcast, it's kind of one of those line drive punts, and a ball that kind of came in hot, and your survival instincts kind of kick in. And
he put his hands up to get in the way so it didn't hit him in the top of the head.
Player reached up and touched the football. Wheeler Bearcat did, and that kind of cost them maybe about 20 or so yards.
Yep.
But learning lesson there. What are you going to do? Now we know. But now Andrean takes over with 4:31 to go. Ball on the plus 47, 1st and 10, trying to salt this game away. Inside handoff, I believe that is Gonzalez. We had a couple carries in this game.
Yeah, Gonzalez does a nice job just going off left tackle, picking up a couple yards. And Andrean's going to be in no hurry, going to milk that play clock down to under 5 seconds, I would have to assume, on each play.
And they will now. 4:05 to go, 20 seconds left on the play clock. And, yeah, like you said,
yeah, they're
Jay,
just lounging up to the line of scrimmage.
Take your time, milk the clock. Don't set yourself up for failure. Inside handoff once again. That's going to Gonzalez. Finds a good hole. Does not pick up the first down, which I think if you want the clock to keep running, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think I mind that.
It's going to be
3rd and 1.
3rd and less than 1 yard.
Brady Ellis back in the game at quarterback. Gonzalez now the lead tailback for the Niners. 3:33 to go, 3rd and 1 to go. Thank you all once again for tuning in to Game Night.
Hey, Mike, don't forget about our awards. You'll let the folks know what awards we're going to be handing out here shortly.
You're so right. I also got to give a shout-out. Hey, we got the Center Bank Studio going on. Stay with Region Sports. After the game, we'll send it back to the Center Bank Studio. RSN will recap all of tonight's action from around the region. Graham Stickhand, Chris Fig doing a great job filling in tonight. Gonzalez up the middle, first down, and some more, moving the sticks. And as Jay said, as they will pause the clock, I'm sure I got to mention our award winners. 3 award winners we have on the Region Sports Network. The Crowd Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. They have offices open from 9 to 7, Monday through Friday, and Saturdays till 2 in Highland, Maryville, and Michigan City. The Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game. Learn about apprenticeship programs and more at local374.org. And finally, our Proud to Be Union Play of the Game presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Go to ironworkers395.com to start your future as a union iron worker. 2:37 to go. 1st and 10 now for the Niners. Inside handoff to Gonzalez. Bottled up there by some Bearcats.
Yeah. Andrean, all class right here, not trying to run the score up, doing a nice job just running the ball. When Wheeler Bearcat defensively are not stopping that hard play that they've been doing all night. Great job of that undersized defense of line by the Wheeler Bearcats, helped out by the blitzing linebackers all night long, just stuffing this Andrean rushing game pretty much all night long, except for a few big plays here and there.
Yeah, despite that, the number reads 14-0 in favor of Andrean in the second half to where we are today, 28-6. This game was 14-6 at halftime. It's to be another inside handoff there to Jeremiah Gonzalez. And Andrean trying to milk this one away, punch their ticket to the sectional championship come next week. We'll be sure to tune in on who their matchup is in the postgame. Again, Jay Simmons and I will break things down in the postgame. We got 3 awards to hand out. We'll talk about our game. We'll probably highlight some of the top scores around the region as well. And we'll say goodnight. We'll be sure to get our candy in, Jay, and get our late night Adult Swim trick-or-treating here at After Dark, if you will. But a good time here at Wheeler High School and a great performance, especially in the second half from the 59ers. This time an outside handoff. Over a minute to go. And, Jay, at this point in time, we'll talk a lot about Andrean as they are very warranted. I mean, they're one of the top teams in the area, but I think at this time when clock starts ticking down and you got the seniors out there, it's really hard not to feel for those seniors out there for Wheeler. For Wheeler,
it's going to be the last time a lot of these guys will put a helmet on. You think about, your senior year, if you're playing basketball or football, basketball or baseball, you can go play that after high school. But when you're in a football team, there's really not much places to go after high school once you get done if you're not going to play at the college level. This will be the last time you put on a helmet and with the sense of competition.
Sure, there's plenty of opportunities out there, Jay. We'll keep it right here, but there's plenty of opportunities. As it looks like we got a timeout on the field from Andrean, but. Yeah, there's, of course, Division I, Division II, Division III, but there's NAIA. There's also something we've all learned about on the Region Sports Network, sprint football.
That's
where
right.
It's like there's a 190-pound weight limit, so that's something that's a new avenue for some of these athletes. But
is that Calumet?
Cal College.
Cal College,
so,
all right, there we go.
One of the better teams in their respective grouping of teams. But, yeah, again, and that's if you're great, blessed enough and talented enough and to play at the next level. But, yeah, like you said, Jay, again, some of these kids, a lot of these kids, the majority, this is the last time you get to play this incredible sport that teaches you so much about life, really,
Yeah,
as
definitely.
crazy as it sounds. I mean, from my personal experience, the amount of lessons this sport teaches anybody is impressive. Second to none, I think.
Too many people are missing out on this. They want to be focused in on one sport. I think you're a multiple sport athlete does help a lot.
Inside handoff to Stovall there. Sorry, Jay. But
yeah, I was going to say, like Patrick Mahomes. He played football, baseball, and also I want to say I think he ran track, but he was a shortstop in baseball, so that really relates to his arm strength and his speed and his agility.
Sure.
Yes, I think the win for it on fourth down didn't get it, and now it's going to be Wheeler's ball. I'm sure it's take a knee time for the Wheeler Bearcats.
You have 25 seconds left. Turnover on downs. It was an inside handoff to Brady. Stovall could not pick up the line to gain. And, yes, like we said, 25 seconds down by a couple scores. Now at this time it's, again, one of those bittersweet times. Definitely right now it's really bitter for the team at home, the Wheeler Bearcats. But, again, big shout-out. And we'll talk about Andrean a lot.
But a great season overall for Wheeler.
But a handoff to somebody who's very fitting, or somebody could be a piece for the future, is Andrew Bizieri, who's had quite the game. Good hit there by Andrean. They will keep running the clock. I believe they marked him down inbounds, and
yes,
they will.
They
so
did.
The clock will keep running. And although it's bittersweet for the Bearcats, the Andrean 59ers keep that standard, that gold standard running, and punch their ticket.
A little bit of a scare, though, tonight at halftime especially.
But they responded very well in the second half. Jay, you and I will break it all down in the postgame. But the Andrean 59ers move on to the next round. 28-6 reads your final score. We'll step aside here and we'll break it all down. You're watching Game Night, built by Armour Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and that means temperatures will soon begin to drop. And a region winter is not the time to be left out in the cold. The professionals at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling can tune up that old furnace or install a new unit that can last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable this winter, and with 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, 219-923-4441. Or for more info, the website is forajobdoneright.com.
Back here at Wheeler High School, Mike Dewan reporting with Jay Simmons, my color guy, my Thursday night partner turned Friday night partner, and Clint Klaus doing a great job, as always, as producer. The final score reads 28-6 in favor of the Andrean 59ers. Jay, this was a first half that score read 14-6 at halftime. That Andrean had some flash plays, but Wheeler really impressed us up here. Second half was all Andrean. We saw a lot of the two-quarterback system, and saw the defense really stand tall, force some pressure, and went back to the drawing board, and probably a fiery halftime speech by Chris Skinner and the squad. But, Jay, your breakdown on this game.
Well, I got to say, give kudos to Wheeler for putting up a great fight out here tonight. And then double kudos to Andrean for withstanding, an undersized, undermatched team that came out and played outstanding. And Andrean withstood the first half, winning 14-6, and then coming out and dominating both offensively and defensively. I think Wheeler went for it fourth down a couple times and did not get it and caused some turnovers. And Andrean's offense then, they didn't score a lot, but they consumed a lot of clock time, and that's what a good defense does, is help their offense out and gives them the ball and lets them burn a lot of clock, and that's what Andrean did. They only scored 2 touchdowns in the second half, but like you said, Mike, that they are not flashy offensively, but they do enough to get the job done, and they did it here tonight in style in the second half. A, scoring 14 points, and B, pitching a shutout to that Wheeler Bearcat offense.
And that job was done, like you said, Jay. This Andrean team well coached all around, and we'll give maybe one final goodbye to the Wheeler Bearcat squad, but we'll look at Andrean's future opponent. But, yeah, about the Wheeler Bearcats, a lot of good to come out of this game despite being quite depleted. And, again, when you have Nick Testa on your sidelines, who's, yes, it was kind of one of those disappointing seasons where they dropped that game against Griffith here at home, and they lose out on their division title in the GSSC. And now another season where you run into the Andrean 59ers, who is in your class, and they happen to kind of come in here and take care of business. But a lot of young guys stepped up here tonight, Jay, and it's hard to not at least imagine a little bit of a smile on Nick Testa's face despite the result. Yeah,
you're right. And going 8-2, you got to be happy about that. There's no disappointment in this team. They played a great game tonight, and like I said, 8-2. I would be happy anytime if you told me I was coming out of the box going to 8-2 on a season.
All right, Jay. Well, let's get to our 3 award winners heading into this game. We'll start with our Crowell Company's Lantern Man Super Hero of the game. They have offices open from 9 to 7, Monday through Friday, and Saturdays till 2 o'clock in Highland, Maryville, Michigan City. They are the business professionals. Jay, hit me.
All right, here we go. We're going to go with the quarterback, Brady Ellis. Had 1 rushing touchdown. That came a 42-yard rush in the final quarter, the third quarter, but to put the final nail in the coffin to the Wheeler Bearcats. That came at 1:30, straight up the middle. You see it right here. Boom, and it was Wheeler's defense that had blitzed a bunch of people to the outside, left nobody in the middle of the field. And Ellis, great call by Skinner, saw those blitzes coming up on the outside, and boom, ran that ball up the middle for 42 yards, and that came at 1:30 left in the third quarter. And also, Ellis had a 50-yard touchdown pass, easily over 100 yards passing, probably about 75, 80 yards rushing on a night for Ellis, so him accounting for over 150 yards total offense. Great job by the half of the time quarterback, not halftime, but half of the time quarterback, and Ellis playing a lot of defensive back tonight as well.
No, Ellis, he's been a 2-year starter at the quarterback position at least, and all he's kind of done is win. He's led this group to a semi-state game appearance last year, and then obviously this year what he's been doing, very, very impressive. So big shout-out to the senior quarterback for Andrean, Brady Ellis, the Crowell Company's Lantern Man Super Hero of the game. Time to name the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar of the game. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. Jay, this might have been unanimous.
Yes, it was. We're going to go with Andrew Biziera with not only the touchdown, the only touchdown of the night for the Wheeler Bearcats. That came with a 70-yard kickoff return. And, great job by Coach Testa making Andrean kick the ball off again, and Biziera just takes that ball up the middle, then bounces it all the way across the field, and at the very last second, about the 15-yard line, is able to out-sprint the kicker who was trying to come in and make the tackle, and did a great job just running the ball throughout the whole night and kept this Wheeler Bearcat offense on the field, picking up first down after first down, doing a great job. Probably had, I would have to say, about 70 yards rushing on top of this 70-yard kickoff return. So a great night for the young man, and he's got a bright future ahead in this Wheeler Bearcat program.
Andrew Bizieri, a freshman that definitely runs tougher than a freshman. Also has some cuts. That was kind of one cut, put his foot in the turf. And he is very, very fun to watch. And like you said, Jay, he is one of those pieces that Going to be bright future for this Wheeler Bearcat program. So big shout-out to the freshman tailback, Andrew Bizieri of the Wheeler Bearcats. He is our Boilermakers Local 374 blue-collar player of the game. And finally, the proud-to-be Union play of the game, presented by Ironworkers Local 395. Go to ironworkers395.com to start your future as a Union Ironworker. A game with a couple very, very fun plays. We talked about Andrew Bizieri's kickoff return touchdown, but saw a little bit of everything, a lot of athleticism on a touchdown pass in the second quarter.
Yeah, Brady Ellis rolling out to his right here as you see the play just running. He rolls out to his right, all of a sudden just flips that ball in the air and does a nice job. Vo does, just standing still, waiting for that ball to come to him, and he punches that in for a touchdown. That came at 4:02 in the second quarter. Put Wheeler Bearcats up 14-0, never to look back from that point on.
Very, very exciting. A game with a bunch of plays, and you'll see probably plenty more of these plays on our social media platforms come next week. Again, to keep in touch with us all throughout football season. As we gear up for the winter season as well, feel free to follow us on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, on Instagram, and check out our new website at regionsports.com. Jay, any final thoughts as we now shut the book on Week 11, believe it or not? Sectional championship.
How about it? It's a little chilly out tonight, and, as the end of October comes into play and the Halloween night, I just got to say, farewell to Wheeler. Great job tonight. And as we move on, let's see where the 59ers take us in this voyage, maybe down to the state. We'll see how it plays out. We'll talk more about it Thursday. They'll talk more about it in the post-game show as well.
Great plug, Jay. Yes, we got our crew at the Center Bank studio. Feel free to check that out as we wrap things up on the night. If you want to take a look even in the next week, Jay Simmons and I will be back at the Center Bank studio for Region Football Weekly, as well as feel free to watch out for our hometown scoreboard tonight as well, because Andrean plays the winner of Rensselaer Central and the Bremen Lions in that one. That game was 17-12 last time we checked at halftime.
Hey, I got one final thought.
Hit me.
Go Hoosiers. Who would think that Hoosiers are ranked number 2 in football in the country?
Let's wrap this one up, Jay. We got a long ride home. Got to give a big shout-out to the RSN management team, for our executive producer, Chris Ramirez, our operations manager, Rich Castillo, our sales manager, Heather Ames, and our coordinating producer for some of these audio broadcasts, Zach Miller, doing a great job. Clint Klaus doing a heck of a job on the production. For the coaches tonight, Chris Skinner of Andrean, Nick Testa of Wheeler. For the athletic directors, Neil Demos of Andrean, Riley Kruk of Wheeler did a great job of helping us get set up, as well as with the Huddle Cam as well. For the viewers on the IHSAA Champions Network, for watching the video, and before I get into the audio broadcast where you can find that, I got to give a big shout out to Thomas Marsh, who also helped us produce this game remotely. But for the audio listeners on Facebook /Region Sports Nation, YouTube /Region Sports, and regionsports.com. And for my Thursday night partner turned Friday night partner, Jay Simmons, I am Mike Dewan with the Region Sports Network. Happy Halloween, everybody. Please be safe. And thank you all for watching a Region Sports production of Game Night, built by Armour Construction on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.